Welcome students. This is 10th lecture of reproduction in lower and higher animals. In this lecture we are going to study about the process of oogenesis as well as structure of human egg. Oogenesis starts before birth of the female baby and it is defined as the process of formation of haploid female gamete from diploid germinal epithelial cells. This oogenesis again divides into three phases, that is multiplication phase, growth phase and maturation phase. Out of this first one, that is multiplication phase, during multiplication phase, the primordial germ cell of ovary undergoes repeated mitotic division so as to form millions of oogonia. This oogonia is also called as gamete mother cells. The process is completed in embryonic stage of human female. At that time, the diploid number remains constant because of this mitotic cell division. Here, primordial germ cell undergoes mitosis so as to produce many or millions of oogonia. Then, it leads to the second phase, that is growth phase. Some of the oogonia stop division and increases in size to form a primary oocyte. The formation of primary oocyte gets started at the time of puberty, and due to increase in internal content of this ooplasm or oocyte, the size of this oocyte get increased and therefore the oogonia get converted into primary oocyte. Here oogonia also diploid, whereas primary oocyte is also diploid. Because of this, here division is absent but only growth of oogonia occurs and larger size the primary oocyte is formed. Then it leads into the next phase, that is maturation phase. The primary oocyte undergoes meiosis first to form two haploid daughter cells. Due to unequal cytoplasmic division, these two daughter cells are different in size. One of the cell is called as secondary oocyte and other cell is called as first polar body. These two cells having haploid number of chromosome. Here diploid number get converted into haploid number because of the meiosis first. During meiosis first, a reduction of chromosome occurs. Therefore, this primary oocyte is diploid whereas secondary oocyte is haploid. This secondary oocyte shed off from the Graafian follicle during ovulation and it ready for fertilization. During fertilization, when sperm enters in contact with secondary oocyte, it restarts meiosis second. See here, this secondary oocyte restarts the process of meiosis second, and then completion of meiosis second occurs in ampulla of the fallopian tube. What is ampulla? Ampulla is the middle place of the fallopian tube where fertilization occurs. During meiosis second, the secondary nucleus divides into two daughter cells having unequal size. The one of the cell is called as ovum and other cell is called as second polar body. At this stage, this ovum is functional female gamete and it is ready for fertilization. See here in this diagram. In this diagram, the entire process of oogenesis is divided into three phases. Here again, first phase, that is multiplication phase, second phase growth phase and third phase is maturation phase. During multiplication phase, the primordial germ cell, which is diploid, undergoes mitotic cell division so as to produce millions of oogonia. See here, the diploid oogonia are formed from primordial germ cells during embryonic development. So this number is about 2 millions in embryonic stage and it decreases up to the 1 million at the time of birth, and it also goes on decreasing up to the puberty, and only 40,000 oogonia remains at the stage of puberty in ovary. Out of these, one cell get activated at the time of puberty, increase in size during growth phase. See here, second phase, that is growth phase. During growth phase, the size of oogonia get increases because of the increasing internal content of the cell, that is accumulation of food material and formation of new cell organelles within the oogonia so as to produce large size the primary oocyte. It is also diploid. Why it is diploid? Because in growth phase only growth of the cell occurs. Here oogonia grows in size so as to produce primary oocyte during the age of puberty. Then this primary oocyte undergoes meiosis first. Here meiosis occurs during next phase, that is maturation phase. During maturation phase, meiosis occurs in primary oocyte. It undergoes meiosis first. And before that, you must know that the oogonia get arrested in meiosis first at the embryonic stage, and only after the onset of puberty this meiosis first get continued, and here primary oocyte converts into secondary oocyte after the entry of this female into the puberty age. See here, this primary oocyte converts into secondary oocytes and first polar body because of this meiosis first. Here reduction of chromosome occurs, therefore diploid number get converted into haploid number. During meiosis first reduction of chromosome occurs, therefore primary oocyte is diploid whereas secondary oocyte is haploid. At that time unequal cytoplasmic division occurs, therefore secondary oocyte is large in size whereas first polar body is smaller in size because of the unequal cytoplasmic division. But here nucleus is divided equally, therefore 23 numbers of chromosomes are present in both type of cells, that is in secondary cell n number means 23 number of chromosome, and in first polar body also n number of chromosomes are present. So nucleus is equally divided into two daughter cells, but cytoplasm is unequally divided, therefore the size of these two daughter cells are in different. Then again this secondary oocyte undergoes meiosis second. See here, meiosis first and meiosis second, these are the two subphases of meiosis. Here secondary oocyte undergoes meiosis second. When secondary oocyte undergoes meiosis second? When sperm comes in contact with the secondary oocyte, then and then only this secondary oocyte undergoes process of meiosis second. Here this daughter cells are formed from the secondary oocytes are also shows presence of large and smaller in size because of the unequal cytoplasmic division. Here it is similar to mitosis. See here again, this meiosis second is similar to mitotic cell division. Here n number remains constant but the number of cell get increases because it is similar to mitotic cell division. Only the number of cell get increased but the chromosome number remains n or constant, and that is 23 number of chromosomes are present in secondary oocyte as well as in daughter cells, that is ovum and second polar body. So all of you know that the secondary oocyte undergoes meiosis second when sperm comes in contact with the secondary oocyte, and the daughter cells are called as ovum and second polar body. Now this ovum is ready for fertilization. Now we get into the structure of human egg. It is also called as ovum. This ovum is also called a secondary oocyte. It is round, haploid, non-motile female gamete. The shape of ovum is round. It shows presence of haploid number of chromosome. It shows absence of tail-like structure which is present in sperm. So it is non-motile and it is female gamete. It is actually secondary oocyte. Why the name is secondary oocyte? It is arrested at the metaphase second during meiosis second, and when sperm comes in contact with the secondary oocyte, then and then only it converts into the mature ovum or egg. It is without shell. See here, this egg is without shell. The white colored calcareous covering which is present in hen egg, it is absent in human egg, and therefore this egg is without shell, so called as non-cladoic egg. This egg is called as non-cladoic egg because there is absence of any white colored calcareous covering around this egg. Then inside the egg there is presence of reserve food material in the form of yolk, and this yolk is present in very small quantity or may absent, so called as microlacethal type of egg. So human egg is non-cladoic and microlacethal type. It is approximately 0.1 mm in size. So it is the largest cell of the body. Ovum is the largest cell of the body. It has abundant cytoplasm called as ooplasm. The cytoplasm of this ovum or secondary oocyte is called as ooplasm. It contains large eccentric and prominent nucleus. It contains large eccentric and prominent nucleus called as germinal vesicle. Why the name is germinal vesicle? It is a nucleus of oocyte present at the periphery of this cell, so called as eccentric. Eccentric means it is absent and in the central position and shifted towards the periphery because of the presence of large amount of ooplasm. So the nucleus is eccentric. Here the cell membrane of this ovum is called as vitelline membrane. It secretes non-cellular glycoprotein membrane called as zona pellucida. So by this vitelline membrane, a non-cellular glycoprotein membrane is secreted and this layer is called as zona pellucida. See here this label, zona pellucida. Outer to the zona pellucida, several radially elongated cells are present called as corona radiata, which are derived from granulosa cells. These corona radiata cells present outside the zona pellucida and which is secreted by granulosa cells. Then corona radiata cells are glued together by hyaluronic acid. All these corona radiata cells are connected with each other and with the help of this hyaluronic acid which get digested by hyaluronidase enzyme which is secreted by the head of the sperm. In between vitelline membrane and zona pellucida, a narrow space is present. See here in this diagram, the narrow space present in between vitelline membrane and zona pellucida is called as perivitelline space. Perivitelline space is present around the vitelline membrane. And the egg shows presence of polarity. See here, this egg shows presence of two poles. One pole is towards the nucleus and another pole is opposite side to this nucleus. The side having germinal vesicle or nucleus and first polar body is called as animal pole. Towards animal pole, nucleus is present, and another side that it is opposite to this animal pole is called as vegetal pole. This side is opposite to this germinal vesicle, and so it is called as vegetal pole. In this way, the human egg shows presence of polarity, that is one pole is animal pole and another pole is vegetal pole. In this way, today we have completed the structure of ovum as well as process of oogenesis. Thank you.